Hi everyone, my name's Shalom. I wanted to post this video because yesterday I attended a workshop which was called The World is Fucked, honouring our pain in the pandemic. And the focus was around the work by Joanna Macey around active hope. So the workshop was structured around this process of grieving and finding active ways to be hopeful within what we have and what we're working with. That was a beautiful experience, and I highly recommend it for anyone who's interested. But at some point in that workshop, it became clear to me that our grief around the world we live in is hugely important, that it's hugely important to acknowledge that grief and to be able to express that grief. And that grief doesn't go away because the world we live in continues to be not a safe place, not a nice place, not a life-giving place or a happy place for as long as we continue to destroy things and have a kind of destructive impact on the earth. So that the grief won't go away, but it's like when I was in my teens trying to become an adult, I looked around and I saw the way that other adults lived in my culture, and I went, I can't do that. And so I actually developed anorexia and got myself to the brink of death, and then realized that that's not what I wanted to do. And then so coming back from that, I had to do huge amounts of grieving. Grieving for all kinds of things, both personal and environmental and cultural and all of that. But at some point, the grief is there, but it's not such a big thing anymore in the sense that it doesn't need to take center stage anymore, because it's like, okay, we're just living with this grief now on a day-to-day basis. And I feel like I've been in that place now for quite a long time. And so when people talk to me about little things that we can do to make a change in the world, like recycling or using an energy efficient car or public transport, even better, or all of those kinds of things, I'm now at the point where I'm like, no, that it's too little. It's too little and it's too late, just yes, I do all that stuff, but we need more now. We need more, and we need more now. And I'm trying not to be impatient with all of this, but it's hard. So I'm just going to look at my notes. So for some people, it might be enough to experience the grief and to do those small things towards making a change or making the world a better place. But for me, I really feel like that's not enough. And and I feel like since I was a teenager, I've been yearning for this broad structural change to the way we live as a culture and as a people on and with the earth. That it's time to change that in a really radical way. And I am really excited about doing that, particularly now at this point in time when things are starting to crumble due to the coronavirus pandemic. So societies and cultures and economies are getting all rung up and messed up and disintegrating somewhat. So I feel like now is the time, and we need to jump on it. And for me, I do a lot of work around dreaming and dreams. So for me, it's really important to come back to this place of dreaming and this place of creativity in order to create something new. It's like we can't just take the structures that we have and remodel them and expect them to work better in our favor. We have to start from some other point. And for me, that's always going to be dreaming. For other people, it might be art or creativity. For some, it might be their relationship with the natural world. So we can start from all different kinds of places, but we need to start from places that are kind of outside of the structures that we live within, or not necessarily outside of them, but almost like they're in opposition to them somehow. And to start to create new structures that are more life-giving, that have flexibility to them, that have responsiveness to them, that incorporate complexity. Yes, and a degree of involvement from non-human life forms. Actually, a large degree of involvement from non-human life forms. And that this is ultimately what I'm trying to do with the space that I've created on Discord, which I've called the Earth Star Rebellion. So I want to bring people together who are willing to start to think about how we can organize ourselves as a people, as a culture, how we can relate to each other, how we can relate to the world around us in ways that aren't destructive and that aren't really come across with this real top-down heaviness that we've been living with for so long now. And it clearly is not working in our favour. So I'm going to finish up there, and I'll talk a little bit more in about meta language in another video. So changing the meta language, the language by which we live and think and work and operate. I think that really is for another video. So for now, I'll leave it there. I'll say if you are interested in a Star Rebellion or in what I'm talking about today, then have a look at my other videos that are available on YouTube. Look me up on Facebook. It's Shalom Noel or Shalom Renee, whichever. One's a personal page and one's a personal profile and one's a page. But I'm also going to set up a Facebook group called the Earth Star Rebellion, where you can join to ask questions and to find out a bit more about what it is and whether or not you'd be interested to join. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. I hope you feel as excited as I do about the opportunity we have right now to start to change things. Yeah, and I encourage you to join me. Okay, bye.